Hey, I'm going to do a little video like I haven't done for a while. I'm sitting on the bike, but it's not in the barn. Made my walk around. Power went out about 7:15 last night. Came back on it right at 5:40 this morning. It is now 7 o'clock. I made my rounds. I looked everywhere I could look, seen what I could see. There's some limbs down. This tree here has got its hair's kind of blown all to one side now. Oh, you can see a stack of tires down there by the bin that's on top of something. I don't think I could see that from here before because the limbs were out that far. Now they're all crammed back into the tree. Couple trees in the bottom missing some pieces. I couldn't see anything out back to the east. That fir tree up there, a lot of those branches are hanging a little lower than they were before. And there's a pretty good strip of green headed from there out to the road. Bunch of boughs. Only a few in the driveway. Nothing like usual, but the weather usually comes from the other direction, so it usually blows off that tree. I didn't go out far enough to tell, but the neighbor's fir trees there, and then there's some cottonwood trees from there to our property line, and it looked like one of those cottonwoods might be laying on the ground. It looked like there's a hole in the air, we'll just put it that way. So, maybe I'm seeing things, I don't know. When I came out here, we spent the night in the house last night just because God knows what the wind's going to do when you live in a trailer. We did sit over here for a while, watch the news. And why? Because that'll run everything but the air conditioner in the trailer. There wasn't any power in the house. Power's back on. I didn't turn the cow's water back on yet. I think that trough needs to get cleaned. Be a good idea. It's down a little bit and be a good time to clean it. Give number one something to do this morning when she gets her butt out of the house. She's already awake because I've seen she's on Messenger, but she's still laying in there. Probably laying there for another 2 hours. Who knows? Really, nothing got moved around overnight. The driveway is cleaner than it was. There's a lot of chaff that's no longer there. A lot of the driveway, you look down where it was pretty powdery and it looks like it's rained, but it's only because the wind blew most of the powder off the top. So we're faring well. There's our sky today. You can see it. When the sun was, let's see, I think we were looking through that crack in the trees there to see it yesterday. When it was about the center of the screen, it looked a lot like the moon coming up in the fog. And incidentally, a couple hours after that was there, when we looked the other direction over here, the moon looked kind of like the sun did, but it wasn't the whole thing. And the sun's making a bright spot. The news said that there's still a lot of smoke up around Mount Hood. It's pretty well shrouded. And you can see the way the light is around the sun there. There's still in the air, but you can't really see it. There was a lot of small fires around last night. They're all pretty much caused from either branches hitting the power lines or power lines getting knocked to the ground. There's a lumber mill fire in Molalla, which is probably about 40 miles east of us, I guess. Lumber mill fires aren't fun. Now that it's morning and there's some light, the helicopter was over that, checking things out and showing it on the news. And yeah, there's a lot of logs that are, all they can do is watch them burn. You can dump millions of gallons of water on it, but there's too much there and you can't get it moved around to put it out. Kind of like a hay fire. You try to move stuff around where you can and try to put it out, but in the long run, you end up letting it burn. You just control it, sort of. It's fairly calm right here right now, but I can hear the wind. It's blowing pretty good just north of us. Same earlier. Every now and then, It'll blow through here a little bit. So that's our morning so far. Starting to blow on that tree a little bit right now. I can see the trees off in the distance wiggling. 'Tis what it is. Closest fire that I know of last night was about 4 miles north of us, and I don't know how big it got. They're not on it now, so obviously they got it out. Biggest fire I heard of last night was 25 or 30 acres in the air, up in this area more or less. There is a big one way south, and well, not way south, but pretty well south in the valley. I think it's around Detroit Lake, and they got a pretty good sized area there that they've evacuated. And of course, there's still fires in Eastern Oregon for those folks that are there. Yeah, it is what it is. Ron said it was pretty clear headed up east this morning with his spud truck. He said he didn't have any power. He lives about 12 miles south of us on the other side of the hill, and they still had no power this morning, but they got a lot of work to do. There's a lot of lines that kissed the ground last night and yesterday afternoon. So there it is. I'll let you watch this one. And my mole came up again. I swore I got that sucker yesterday with a shotgun. I'm not into digging them up when you shove them back in a hole, and it doesn't matter if you do or not. You either don't find them because you blew them way back in the hole, or you don't find them because they run away. Obviously, that little bugger run away, so maybe today I'll get him, but he was busy in the middle of the night. There's 2 dried up mounds, and the other one's drying. So, yeah. Today's plan, I got to go get my back cracked. Hopefully that's going to go well and straighten me up a little better. And after that, hopefully I can go in and pick up that irrigation pump, make it work, I hope, and shuffle some stuff around. Should go up and check that oats, but maybe I ain't got any oats to come by now. It might be flat to the ground in the dirt. I don't know. Lot of dirt blowing off fields yesterday, and I'm hoping that up there was enough chaff and trash left in it to hold it. I haven't got any phone calls telling me that somebody's house was buried in dirt, so I guess we're okay there. So there you go. Thanks for watching. They were saying midday we're going to be out of this, like noon, 1 o'clock, but then last night they were talking about getting bad again tonight. So we'll find out. Mother Nature's going to do what she's going to do, and we just got to deal with what she does. It's no worse than it was. Big deal. I mean, they did end up being a little higher gusts than what they said. They even admitted that on the news this morning. We probably had a few through here at 50 miles an hour, maybe a little better. Obviously more than 35 to 40. So, and my wind gauge, it don't work anyway, but it's up there turning. Yeah, it's saying I'm trying. It's not in the best spot to pick up any east wind. It does pick it up fairly accurate from the west, but then it quit working. So, okay, I talked too much. Thanks for watching, everybody.